Hi everyone, this is Shannon from the irishscrapper.com, and today we are going to create this fun little tag that I've attached to one of the Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. This is a great little way just to say thanks to a coworker or a friend or anybody that likes these kinds of drinks. So let's go ahead and get started. I am using the Coffee Cafe bundle. So we're using a couple of the stamps as well as the framelits to create the tag. I will be using the Corrugated Elements that coordinate with this suite. Let me get those open. So you can see there's a few fun designs. There's a little tag in here, oval, there's hearts. If I can find one of them. There's one there. So a lot of fun ones just to give your projects a little bit more dimension and interest. We're going to be using the garden green stitched satin ribbon, and then I'm going to be using Crumb Cake as well as my sponge dauber to create a little sponging on our card, and then we're definitely going to be using the Tombow Mono liquid glue. This is great for holding things. So let's first start with cutting the tag. So with my Big Shot, I have my magnetic platform. I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and this is cut 2.5 by 5. So I've scored it in the center just to fold that, and that's how I'm going to create the tag. So you could do this with just about any framelit. You just hang the edge of your die over the crease, and then I typically put a touch of washi on the other side to just hold that. And then I'm going to grab my other acrylic cutting plate and roll this through. Sorry for the wobble. Okay, and then when I peel this up, you will see that that created our tag. Okay, so super easy. Alright, and then we'll do a little bit more die cutting while we're here. I have a piece of crumb cake, and we are going to cut the coffee cup top in the crumb cake. Okay, so now we have that piece. And then we're going to cut the center, holder where you hold your cup in the early Espresso. So I just have a scrap here. It's a great way to use up scraps in your craft room. I'm trying to be better about that than piling them up. And it's great for these little projects. Okay, and then we will have one more piece to cut, but I'll have to stamp first. So let me just pull the Big Shot out of our way for a moment. I have a scrap of the Very Vanilla, and we are using the Thanks a Latte, and we're going to open up that crumb cake, and we're going to ink this up, make sure I have that inked, and then we're going to stamp that. Looks good. And then we're going to die cut that out as well. So let me grab our Big Shot once again. We will lay that down. There's the little oval in here, which is perfect for this tag. I need to replace my cutting plates as well. You can tell they're very well loved. Alright, so let's take our Big Shot out of our way, and then you will see our little tag there. So this is a super quick and easy project to create. Here are our pieces that we die cut. And, oh, I'm actually going to do a little bit more. I almost forgot. I did do the straw. So let me bring back that scrap that I just used for the Thanks a Latte, my crumb cake, and I am going to stamp the straw image twice. So it'll be much longer than I probably need, but I can trim it down. So here's that Big Shot again, my favorite tool, well worth the investment. And we are going to lay this down, and I'm going to find that tape once again. Maybe I need the tape up higher. Wants to move on me today. Okay, and let's roll this through. So you can see that my die went off the sheet, the little scrap. So what I'm going to do to fix that is just pop that out, and then I'm going to rerun this right through to kind of cut that edge. Okay, so you can see now that both edges look the same. So you have that finished edge. Alright, now we can assemble. So let's grab our multiple pieces here. We have our straw little cup. I'm going to bring in that crumb cake and my sponge dauber, and we're just going to sponge around the edges of this. I just like the effect that it gives, the little tag. Sponge this as well. Let me sponge our little top as well, the crumb cake. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, so we can grab our snail. I'm going to be using the liquid glue, but for this piece, the snail works fine. So we're going to lay that across the center there. We're going to grab those corrugated elements. I'm going to take out another oval, and then I'm going to grab my liquid glue, bring that down to the center, and then we're going to lay that right on top. And then I'm not too worried about that falling off. The liquid glue does a pretty good job. I'm going to run a little bead along the edge of the coffee top, the cup, and we are going to lay that. I'll just lay it down on my, you can use your silicone craft sheet behind there. Make sure it's straight. It's a little bit crooked. There we go. Okay, and then from here I kind of flipped it over, and I basically am going to line this up with the top of the Very Vanilla. So I'm going to take my snips and just trim that off, and then I'll have a piece for my next one as well. So I'm just going to put a little bead of glue there, and we'll line that up. Okay, and then we're going to take this and put that right down in the center. Okay. And then as you can see from my original, I basically used my hole punch to pop a hole in the edge here, and then I ran my ribbon through and just created a nice little bow up front and trimmed my edges on an angle. And I think the garden green color works perfectly with this suite, especially if you've been familiar with the Designer Series paper. So that creates your little card, and then you can still open it and, you know, write a little greeting to them and share it with them. So if you would like to purchase any of today's products, please head on over to my online store. There is a full supply list in the description of the video, and I look forward to being back with you real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.